On the morning of August 13, 2018, a man calls the police. His voice is shaking. He says, "My wife and kids are missing." His face appears on screens across the country, tearful, worried, playing the role of the grieving husband to perfection. Millions of people sympathize with him. But less than 10 days later, it becomes clear. This man was the very person responsible for the disappearance of the people he claimed to be searching for. This is the Chris Watts case. And no one could have predicted how it began. Frederick, Colorado. A quiet, small town about 40 minutes from Denver, the kind of place people call a dream community. Wide streets, green lawns, rows of newly built homes with 2-car garages, and quiet nights where nothing ever seems to happen. This is where the Watts family lived in August 2018. Chris Watts, a 33-year-old engineer working in the local oil and gas industry, his wife Shanann Watts, and their 2 daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. Shanann was pregnant with their 3rd child, a boy they had already decided to name. From the outside, it looked like something straight out of an Instagram feed, the perfect family. Shanann was active online, running a small side business and posting regularly. Family trips, birthday parties, sunny mornings, videos filled with the girls' laughter echoing through the house. Chris, meanwhile, was seen by most as a quiet, hard-working family man. An engineer at a local energy company, friendly with the neighbors, always waving hello on his way to work. No one who knew him suspected a thing. But behind any perfect picture, sometimes, there's something no one else can see. And in this case, that turned out to be devastatingly true. Because by the end of that very summer, this family's story would take a turn absolutely no one saw coming. The evening of August 12, 2018. Shanann returns home from a business trip out of state. When she got home, she seemed tired but calm. The next morning, she was supposed to attend a friend's appointment related to her pregnancy. She never showed up. Around 5:15 a.m., according to GPS data, Chris's vehicle, his company truck, leaves the family home. This time window later becomes the center of the entire investigation, because investigators believe something terrible happened in those very minutes. After 8 a.m., Shanann's co-workers and close friends start calling her. No answer. Her messages go unread. This wasn't like her, she always responded quickly. A few hours later, Chris himself calls 911, reporting that his wife and children are missing. Police arrive at the house. Chris meets them outside. He appears distressed, but investigators later say they noticed something odd in his behavior. His gestures, his tone of voice, certain answers that didn't quite match the emotion of the moment. The house is searched. No signs of violence are found, no blood, no signs of a struggle. Shanann's car is still in the driveway. Her phone, her wallet, even her prenatal vitamins, everything is still there. This wasn't an ordinary disappearance. Whoever was missing hadn't simply left. The story quickly hits national news. Neighbors, friends, and strangers join the search efforts. Chris gives a statement to reporters, pleading for his wife and children to come home. "If you're out there, please come home," he says on camera, his voice trembling. Millions of viewers sympathize with him. People flood social media with messages of support. But some investigators had already begun to suspect something, because the gaps in his words, his body language, suggested he was hiding something. Why did a husband, instead of searching for his missing wife, seem to keep playing the role of a grieving hero in front of every camera? During the investigation, Chris gives police several different versions of events. First, he says he last saw Shanann asleep at home. Then he says they talked, but he later left the house. Each retelling contradicts the last. The timeline doesn't add up, and the details keep shifting. He agrees to take a polygraph test, but the results don't satisfy investigators. Meanwhile, investigators discover Chris had been involved with a female coworker. Messages, call logs, piece by piece, a picture starts to form. This becomes the first thread pointing toward a motive. At the same time, investigators begin tracking Chris's movements through his phone data, information that will later fill in the biggest gap in his story. On August 15th, 3 days after the investigation began, Chris is brought in for another interview with police. This time, under video surveillance, he starts to change his story. At first, he offers yet another version, claiming that Shanann herself had harmed the children, and that he lost control and attacked her after seeing it happen. But this version quickly falls apart too, since the evidence doesn't support it. Eventually, he admits he strangled Shanann. But he still refuses to talk about his daughters, trying to steer the conversation away from the subject. If he admitted to his wife's death, why does he stay silent about his daughters? What is he so afraid of? Investigators take Chris to an oil field site, one of the locations operated by the company he works for. It's here that the horrifying truth comes out. Bella and Celeste's bodies are found inside a sealed oil storage tank. Shanann's body is found nearby, in a shallow grave. In this moment, the whole country goes silent. Because this was no longer just a disappearance. This was a cold, calculated tragedy. It later comes out that even Chris's second version of events wasn't the full truth. According to prosecutors, he had strangled not only Shanann, but both of his daughters, and disposed of their bodies at the very well sites where he worked. The fact that it was his own workplace made this detail even more chilling. Once the news breaks, the entire neighborhood shifts overnight. Neighbors who had joined search parties just days earlier, people who had walked the same streets as the grieving husband, are left stunned, trying to process what they now know. There's been a lot of analysis and speculation about motive. According to some reports, Chris was pursuing a new relationship and looking for a way out of his family life. Other analyses point to financial strain and the pressure of supporting a family with 3 children. However, his true inner thoughts and feelings remain something only he can know for certain. And even during the trial, this question was never fully answered. Why would a person, without any outside pressure, decide to eliminate his entire family? This question still troubles psychologists, journalists, and investigators alike, and it may never be fully answered. In November 2018, Chris Watts pleads guilty to all charges in court, a deal that spares him the death penalty. Instead, he's sentenced to 5 consecutive life sentences, along with additional charges. Meaning, in practice, he will never be released. The trial lasts several hours. In the courtroom, Shanann's family, especially her parents, deliver powerful, emotional statements directed at Chris. They describe him as someone who destroyed their lives forever, and speak of grandchildren who will never grow up. Chris himself gives a brief statement in court, offering an apology, but it does little to satisfy those in the room. To them, the apology feels far too late, and far too hollow. Today, Chris Watts is incarcerated at a facility in Wisconsin. He has attempted to give interviews on several occasions, even trying to present himself publicly as a changed man. But each time, he's met with sharp public backlash. Many view it as disrespectful to the memory of the victims, and believe this kind of media attention shouldn't be given to him at all. This case leaves us with a painful but important question. How can a person who appears calm, composed, playing the role of the grieving husband, hide something this horrifying? This case is a reminder that appearances never tell the full story. The memory of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste should be the only reason we tell this story at all. If this case affected you, let us know in the comments. How do you think society could catch warning signs like this earlier? If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we have many more real stories like this coming your way.